Daily life lessons for June 11th. Daily life lessons for June 11th. Number one is you have to do something you have never done to get what you've never gotten. It will be scary and it will cost money. So we are creatures of habit. We want things the same way. We just want everything to be the same. We don't want things to change. But if you want something different, you've got to do something different, and it's going to be scary because you're not going to know the results. I mean, you're not going to know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to and you're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of the criticism, the rejection, all these different things that will happen. And then it'll cost you money. And I find that people don't want to give up their money for something that they don't know if it's going to work out or not, right? It's one thing to order a handbag and you know it's going to come in because you ordered and you pay for it. But it's another thing when you bet on yourself, you don't know how long it's going to take to get the results. You don't know what the results are going to be. You don't know if it's going to work out exactly like you want it, exactly in the time that you want it, with who you want it to. You just don't know. And so we don't want to bet on ourselves. We don't want to spend the money. We don't know if it's going to work, so we don't want to invest in ourselves. But I will tell you this, and Warren Buffett agrees, the best investment you can make is in yourself. The best investment you can make is in yourself. So think about that today. 2 is sometimes you try and you fail. And that's just the reality of it, you know. You just try. You just keep trying. You fail. You learn. You grow. You make the tweaks, and then you keep going. You try and you fail. You make the tweaks, and you keep going. Eventually, it's going to work out. Eventually, it's going to work out. We just don't know how many takes it's going to take. We don't know how many times we got to try it. But we just got to know that we're doing this for ourselves, to better our lives. We're doing this so we can help somebody else. We're doing this to make somebody else's life better. And so we just keep trying until we get the results that we want. But failure is part of the process. 3 is what makes you a failure is not trying. So what really makes you a failure is not trying. So we have to keep trying, learning, and then keep trying and learning, keep trying. Make the tweaks and keep trying. 4 is it's a waste of time to tell someone they are wrong if they are convinced they are never wrong. So I've learned to stop wasting my breath. If somebody always thinks that they're right, I don't even waste my breath anymore. I just let them think they're right and keep moving forward. It's a waste of time. So let them think they're right. Let it go. 5 is focus. Probably one of the most important on this list is focus. Most of us are scattered. We've got too many things going on, too many irons in the fire. We're spread way too thin. We just need to focus on one thing until it's complete. We just got to focus. We got to commit every single day to have some time to focus on one thing at a time instead of multitasking, instead of being spread so thin, instead of having 20 things that you're working on. Just focus. 6 is work out daily. There's so many benefits to working out daily. I think it gives you clarity. I think it gives your mind a chance to kind of rest. I think it's, of course, it's important for the body. Even, as we get older, we want to make sure we're working out. So work out daily. The benefits are just, so numerous. I mean, just so many things that it can help us with. But I found for creativity, it's super helpful for creativity. It's super helpful for stress, reducing stress, increasing my productivity. So working out daily is super important. 7 is do all you can to help yourself get better. And so it's nothing worse than staying the same. And then, we want people to be around us and we have the same negative attitude. We live in the same negative story for 30 years. We're doing the same stuff over and over again. We don't even try. So we got to make sure we're trying. Okay. Every day I'm looking at myself. Okay. What do I need to improve? What do I need to change? And so we're just like every single day, okay, I'm going to make this one tweak. Okay, I'm going to do this one thing. Okay, I'm going to start doing this. And then you could habit stack it. You could put it on top of another habit that you're already doing. And then so you can change the behavior. 8 is pay attention to the things that are hazardous to your health. And so I won't go into this one. It's like self-explanatory. There's so many things that we do that are hazardous to our health, like sitting down, 8 hours and not getting up, moving around, even 4 hours, not getting up, moving around, all these other things, smoking, drinking, just overeating. There's so many things that are hazardous to our health. So we got to make sure that we are paying attention to things that are hazardous to our health. I'll tell you, even stress, even keeping the stress, when we need to say something, we keep it in and we have that stress, we kind of push it down, something that we need to say, something we need to address. we need to, do that, because it's not good for our health to keep things in, to let things kind of fester. We got to deal with those things appropriately, and preferably right away within 24 hours. 9 is sometimes a leap of faith is the only way. We just don't know what's going to happen. And it's believing God that it'll work out. It's me believing God that whatever he has planned is best for me. I'm going to do the right thing. I'll make sure I'm planting good seeds. I'm going to make sure I'm praying to God about whatever it is. And then I'm going to take a leap of faith. And then I'm expecting, I'm believing him to be there to, bless it. Hopefully he's guided me. I'm not just doing it on my own, but I'm believing God that it's going to work out like it's supposed to. 10 is you really don't know what you would do unless you walked in those shoes. And so I talk about my husband cheating on me, 4 years ago. And I always thought before this happened that I would leave immediately if it ever happened to me. And of course, I never thought it would happen to me. But it wasn't until my husband cheated on me that I changed how I felt. And so it wasn't, so you don't know what you would do unless you're in the situation. And sometimes we are quick to judge other people, and we don't know what we would do unless we're in that situation. We just don't know. Because what I found is in the moment, the person that makes a decision thinks that it's the right decision in the moment. Now, I'm not saying later they don't regret it, but in the moment we make decisions that we think are the best. We don't just make decisions that's going to wreck our lives. That don't even make any sense, right? In the moment, we think it's the best. 11 is prepare and get ready so you don't have to do it at the last minute. Preparation is so important. Whatever it is, if you got to have a list of questions, you're going to pitch somebody, you're getting ready for the next day, for work, for a meeting, for a trial, whatever it is, we got to make sure that we are preparing ourselves ahead of time. 12 is when something is not working, try something else. If we keep doing the same things over and over again, we're going to get the same results. So we have to do something different in order to get different results. And I know it's almost like a cycle. We just do the same thing over and over again, thinking something's going to change. But if we want things to change, we got to do something different. 13 is never underestimate your brilliance. And this is something I have to constantly remind myself, is that we are all brilliant. We all have greatness inside of us. Research indicates that we only use 10% of our potential. So I don't want you to underestimate your brilliance. You are brilliant. You have gifts and talents and skills, abilities that God gifted you. And so we don't want to underestimate. So what happens sometimes, we look at somebody else and we compare ourselves. But we want to be careful that we're not looking at somebody else. We're not watching somebody else. We're just laser focused on our own path and how we can do what God has gifted us to do. So you're brilliant no matter what happens, no matter what it looks like. You have your own gifts and skills and talents. And somebody is possibly secretly admiring you. Somebody's possibly cheering you on. So just do the best you can. Use the gifts and skills and talents that God gave you. He gave them to you for a reason. And so we should steward them well. So these are daily lessons for June 11th, 2025.